All right, so today we're gonna do a reaction to NFL legend Marcellus Wiley finally addresses the allegations that his wife put on him, and also the divorce after she ended their 14-year marriage. Let's get into that, man. This got to be tough.
I ain't gonna bore y'all. I'm just gonna inform y'all. I am doing well right now. Obviously, life came at me fast, but at the same time, life also comes at you slow. You just don't know which way to go. So I'm sitting here right now in front of an arrest affidavit, and currently back home in Los Angeles, but not back in my home with my itty bitties.
Damn.
That's just the reality. Everyone knows that. Um, in its position I'm in right now, first time I've ever been in a criminal matter, potentially. I was arrested. I was not charged. So just to let everybody know, I've been trying to keep up with as much stuff and information that's out there, just to stay informed because of our relationship.
Let me tell you about an app called Free Cash. Free Cash is the #1 app worldwide, allowing users like yourself to make money off their phone for free. If you want to make $200 plus a week for free, download using my link in the description or the QR code on the screen. If you download now for free using my link or QR code, you will get a free $5 into your account for free. That's $5 for free, no requirements. So download Free Cash today to make easy, quick, and free money.
Yep, I know you guys trust in me. I know you guys believe in me to whatever degree that is.
Damn, bro. Don't cry, bro. Don't cry, fam. This right here is sad off rip, bro. This is sad because think about it, right? His wife kicked him out the house after she divorced him. So you can't even come back home to the house that you purchased with your hard-earned money because your wife filed for divorce. Mm-mm-mm. That's cold-blooded, bro.
But one thing I've always prided myself on, and always try to stand for, is integrity. So on this show, we talk about everything and everybody. So I'm one of those people, and it's one of those things that we're going to talk through. So because this is a potentially criminal matter, I have to wait. I have to wait to give it to you the way I like to give it to you. So we're gonna do some game film, but at the same time, it's gonna be game copy. Game copy is different than TV copy. TV copy is with the color commentary, the thoughts, and the guesses and what happens and reactions and all that. I can't do that right now. It's not in my best interest, and certainly not in my itty bitty's best interest. So right now, I'm just gonna give you, as they say, game copy. You know, when we used to sit there in that dark room and coach, hey, Wiley, what you doing? You got the B gap like that. I'm going to give it to you just straight laced. All right. You guys know me, so I'm not going to let anybody steal my joy. This is one of the lowest moments of my life, obviously, but
Mm.
I've been lower. Let's just say that. And I think I'll circle back to what that means to me and my kids. And when we had that conversation going forward. All right. So since I got a straight, stay straight laced and straight down the middle. Um, Remember, there's three sides to every story. I ain't stupid. There's three sides to every story. And I always tell two of them. And I'm about to tell you two of them right now. Um, I'm not going to argue her allegations. I'm not going to argue against her. I'm going to use the actual public records, this arrest affidavit, and going forward, her divorce allegations. I'm going to let her argue against herself. It's going to be very obvious and very clear to you that what she's saying doesn't even map onto what she's saying before I even inject myself and tell you what really occurred or what I'm saying. So Anybody who's been doing some deep dives on this can understand where I'm coming from. Her statements don't line up, and those are her statements versus her statements. We'll get to that as we go on. Man, I ain't never been in a position like this before. It's crazy. You know, growing up, one of the boxes I never wanted to check
Come on, bro. Get to the point, my guy.
was
What we
going to
doing?
jail. And you can ask my idiot jails, but also, arrested. And first time, I was like, what? Woo, I'm about to get divorced. And I have to umbrella everything I'm about to say with what you guys know me in spirit and is real. I would and I will do anything for my itty bitties, all four of them. Maraca, Marcellus Jr., Mariah, and Olivia. Affectionately known as Biscuit, B-Bump, Bum Bum, and Momo. All right, here we go. I'm gonna read you this arrest affidavit. I'm gonna read it to you twice, one straight-laced and another time highlighting, emphasizing a few things.
Look, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. This right here is not content, brother. Obviously, like you could tell this man is really hurt by this because his kids are involved. But why do he feel the need to address the public? At the end of the day, even if you want to address the public, take some time out and heal or try to get better first. But this is a hurt man doing this. This is crazy.
Okay? Simple as that. Let's go. All right, on 4th of July, y'all. On 4th of July. Oh, good Lord. Approximately 4:47, I responded to 8701 World Center Drive in reference to a battery. One subject was transported to BRC without incident. That's me. No incident either. My investigation revealed the following. 4th of July, 4:47, Deputy Sheriff M. O'Dell responded to the World Marriott located at 8701 World Center Drive. Trust me, the next time I read this to you, I'm not going to read that part. It's boring, y'all. In reference to a battery. On scene, I met with Anna Marie Wiley, who provided the following via verbal and sworn written statement. Anna Marie stated she has been married to Marcellus Wiley for approximately 14 years. They have 3 children in common. The children are Marcellus
Brother, we already know this, fam. This man is dragging this shit, bro.
Wiley Jr., Araya Wiley, and Olivia Wiley. At the time of this incident, Anna Marie and Marcellus were staying at the World Center Marriott located, all right, enough of this location, with their children. When deputies initially made contact with Anna Marie, she stated she wanted deputies to remove her husband from their shared hotel room due to her being afraid of him. She stated Marcellus told Anna Marie he was going to kill her and she was afraid of his behavior. When asked to elaborate, she stated on the previous morning Marcellus had put his hands on her. Anna Marie stated on the morning of July 3rd, she was in the bedroom of the hotel room sitting on the bed. Anna Marie stated Marcellus stood over the bed and used one finger to sternly and intentionally poke her in the cheek. Anna Marie stated he did not have permission to do this, and she stated she believed he did this to cause her harm. Anna Marie stated that her 7-year-old daughter, Araya, witnessed the incident. Stay with me, y'all. All right. Anna Marie stated Marcellus had an unreported history of violence toward her, and she was planning to divorce him when they returned home to California. Anna Marie wrote us.
Damn, in California too? Ooh, wait. She got him good. That's guaranteed. Shit.
Sworn written statement, completed domestic violence paperwork, and was provided a victim's rights booklet with case number. Anna Marie invoked her Marcy law rights. Deputies interviewed Araya about what she had observed on the morning of July 3rd. She stated while in the room, she did not observe Marcellus touch Anna Marie. But she did hear them arguing. Deputies made contact with Marcellus in the hotel room. Upon arrival at the hotel, deputies observed Marcellus was located inside of the hotel room with the 3 children and several other additional children that were part of a basketball tournament taking place at the hotel. Deputies asked Marcellus to step out and interviewed him in the hallway. Marcellus provided the following via verbal statement. Marcellus stated he and his wife had not had any physical altercation while at the hotel, and he also stated that they have never had any physical violence between them. Marcellus stated he believed his wife had called deputies to make a report due to her intention to divorce him. Marcellus stated he had been taking care of the children and no violence had occurred between them. Marcellus also showed deputies all of the text messages between Anna Marie and himself from July 3rd through July 4th. Marcellus showed that all of the text messages between them on these 2 dates were cordial and did not show angry or argumentative messages. After conducting our investigation, we determined the following. Anna Marie stated in a sworn written statement that Marcellus did intentionally touch her against her will. There were no witnesses to the incident as the only other person in the room, Araya, did not observe the moment of the reported battery. Based on this information, probable cause exists to charge Marcellus with battery, domestic violence. Can I say that in this live not get shut down? I don't know how this goes. Marcellus was transported to BRC without incident. All right, now that's the straight lace. That's the game copy. Coach just saying, this is you. This is what you did. This is what they said you did. Now, it's time to get into this and start to highlight a few things to those who are not picking up what I'm putting down, the facts of the matter. All right, you got to remember, I'm a person who's been lied on since birth. I think, as early as conscious thought, I remember being lied on. Whether it was, you're from Compton, you're from hood, you're going to be this, that's a lie because you don't know what I'm going to be. I ain't did it yet. You are black, you are big and black, you are a football player, you're a dumb jock. Let me tell you all the stuff I heard. you know the game, right? Everybody trying to tell you who you are because they're not who they wanted to be. And I'm used to that. So I got a real good spidey sense when it comes to how to deal with liars. I have a real blind side when it comes to looking at people for their dark intentions. I'm an optimist. Y'all know me. I mean, right now, as crazy as this is right now, I see the light at the end of the tunnel because I know that the truth is just going to lead me there. I'm not defeated.
See, that's the thing about simps, right? And I'm not saying he's a simp. I'm just saying simps will say they have a very optimist mindset, but they are really delusional. Because if a woman is showing you signs of who she is, and you ignore those signs and try to think positive or try to think past that, like, nah, she's acting like this now, but she will get better. That's delusional. That's not a person being optimistic.
I'm down in this game though, coach. I'm down in this season right now. You know, those games where they run the kickoff back and then you fumble when you get the ball and then they score. It's 14 donut. You're like, what? But trust me, y'all, there are always 2 scoreboards. And the second scoreboard is certainly showing a lot of good momentum for me. But we'll get there. I got to take this in steps because we're still obviously dealing with a criminal matter. And I take that seriously. Don't let my levity fool you.
Why talk about it?
I want to read this now with a little more emphasis so you can start to catch what I'm picking up. And this is what you should pick up as well. So we're going to skip past all the address and the time. Y'all get it. Okay. I met with Anna Marie, who provided the following via verbal and sworn written statement. Okay, so we got to lock her into what she said. And this is going to be very, very interesting because she has said more since then because of what our divorce allegations are. So if you lock her into what she's saying in this sworn statement, and then you lock her into what she could be used against her in perjury or in court in the divorce allegations, you're gonna start to see 1+1 is somewhere between 3 and 5. It's not adding up, basically. But I digress. Anna Marie stated she has been married to Marcellus Wiley for approximately 14 years. She said approximately, so I give her that, but it's been 12 years. Just had our 12-year anniversary. Yes. Happy wedding day. They have 3 children, yes. I have a 4th, Monk. The children are Marcellus, we already know that. When deputies initially made contact with Anna Marie, she stated she wanted deputies to remove her husband from their shared hotel room due to her being afraid of him. Now, I read that a lot of different ways. I read that as, look, we had an incident, I want him away, or we had an incident, I want him arrested. I can read it both ways, but it feels a little gentler. It feels like she was just like, get him away from me. I don't know, because I wasn't there. I shouldn't have been there in the first place. Good Lord. She stated Marcellus told Anna Marie he was going to kill her, and she was afraid of his behavior. Let me say one thing that I've never said in my life, other than quoting Cypress Hill, how I'll just kill a man, that song. I've never said I wanted to kill anybody. I mean, and I've been through, I've been through growing up and all the stuff I've been through, playing in the league, life as an adult, kids. I want to kill you. I mean, it sounds like one of those tragic, like, nighttime movies where it's like dark and the director's, it's the first film for the director. And yes, tell him you want to kill. I don't want to kill anybody. I haven't had a fight since the 11th grade, so that's a hell of a leap from no fight since the 11th grade and all the stuff I've been around to I'm going to kill you. But that's what's stated. Told you, I'm not going to give you all the color just yet. I'm just going to give you the facts. I've never, ever said that to anybody, let alone Anna Marie. Okay. And remember, this is going to be used against her as you read other statements she made with these same police officers and with her lawyer. Okay. I'm in shock of this as I read it again. When asked to elaborate, she stated on the previous morning. Okay, the previous morning. So now we got a time lapse. We got a time shift. We're going back in time. Okay. Back in time, maybe 30 hours or so. Yeah. We're going back to the morning before, and this is the afternoon of the next day. So morning of July 3rd to July 4th afternoon, almost evening. Anna Marie stated Marcellus, I gotta get, man, this is a little right. She stated on the previous morning Marcellus had put his hands on her. Okay, Anna Marie stated on the morning of July 3rd, she was in the bedroom of the hotel room, sitting on the bed. Just remember that, because I know y'all recording this. I know a lot of the websites are gonna report on this. Sitting on the bed. She says something different later. That's it. I'm just gonna highlight things, and y'all gotta go get them. And then when I can go get them, I'll meet y'all there. Anna Marie stated Marcellus stood over the bed and used one finger to sternly and intentionally poke her in the cheek. Didn't happen. Anna Marie stated he did not have permission to do this. Damn. And she stated Marcellus had an unreported history of violence towards her. Okay. And she was planning to divorce him when they returned home to California. Now, that's one hell of a sentence, maybe a run-on. But let's go here again. I didn't have permission to do this, which I didn't do. And she stated she believed I did it to cause her harm. Okay. You ready for this? This is great.
Why are you doing this, bro?
And Marie stated he did not have permission. And I had an unreported history of violence towards her. And she was planning to divorce him. Come on now. Okay. One thing I know when you are not telling the truth is, well, as Grandma said, the truth is simple and lies are complex. So, in one sentence, it is stated that I did something I wasn't supposed to do, committed battery. I had an unreported history. Like now we talking like bigger, deeper. Unreported history. Why is it unreported? Why didn't you report your history? You're right now giving us in action reporting of violence, but now you're going to try and tell me there's an unreported history. So we pouring a little hot sauce on it. Understood. And that also she plans to divorce him when she gets back home. Now, I'm the officer. I'm like, okay, you may go to brunch when you get back home as well. What that got to do with this right now? Okay, she plans to divorce him. Maybe the officer's like, oh, okay, so maybe he knows this or whatever. Okay, I understand. But y'all starting to pick this up. Like, he did something to me yesterday, and he's been doing this, and I never told a person, or no one in the world, and not a word of it. And then I'm going to divorce him. All right, man. Okay, we're just trying to get to the facts of this matter.
Damn.
Emery stated that their 7-year-old daughter, Araya, witnessed the incident. Okay, you called her to the stand. My baby. Ooh, I can't give y'all the color, but boy, don't weaponize our baby. Okay.
And that right there is the problem, homie. Your baby gotta take the stand on you. This right here is sad, bro. It really is.
But you did. She witnessed it. Okay. She's a witness. So baby or not, she saw it. That's what you said. She saw it. She witnessed, Araya witnessed the incident. This is under sworn statement. And
Now she's about to turn this man child against him. Because the child got to pick a side now. That's why this right here is so cold. And it's so, to me, it's so personal that this should be sacred, to be honest with you. Because this is your family. At the end of the day, this is your family. And regardless of what you got with your wife who just filed for divorce, that's still your child. And I know you got love for your child. So that's why I don't think he should be addressing this on the internet, because it's just gonna make it worse.
Marie stated Marcellus had an unreported history of violence towards her, and she was planning to divorce him. Yep. Anna Marie did not request medical attention for this incident. Why not?
Right.
I did not observe any visible injuries to Anna Marie from this incident. Wonder why. I know why. Keep the color, Wiley. Keep the color. I'm getting close. I'm black and white, and I'm trying to get over a little bit of gray and turn my gray into silver, ain't I?
Look, I believe you can go to his YouTube channel and see the entire response to his wife. Look, here's the reality. This is what I believe. I believe his wife had planned to divorce him at some point, and to file a divorce, a person need a reason. And one time, him and his wife like got into an argument, and then she accused him of these things, and that was her way out of the relationship, where she could go ahead and file for divorce in California and take half his shit, live off the child support plus spousal support, and she will also be keeping his properties because she got 3 kids by him. So everything that he worked hard for in life is now about to be awarded, or should I say rewarded, to his wife. That's just the reality of
his situation right now. Because even if he beat the allegations, he's not going to beat the divorce. Fellas, be very selective when it comes to choosing the right woman to marry. Because whole time, this woman been plotting. She been waiting on the right time to cash in. And now is the time when he's down and out and when she's no longer a benefit to him, because I believe she was on a reality show because of him and she got dropped. So now there's no benefit of him to her besides getting a divorce. That's the reality, fellas. If you can't benefit a woman, like if your money is not able to keep her, like if you're not in the prime of your life where the money is coming in like crazy, and now you're down to, your last, a bird is going to cash in at the right time where she's going to take all the little bit of money that you got left and leave you with nothing. And I believe that's the outcome of this man's marriage. Fellas, be wise out here, man, for real. Imagine him being in a hospital room deal with, and the baby's coming out. Fellas, again, focus on yourself. That's what it is.